JPMorgan Chase is nearing a $2 billion settlement with the Justice Department and regulators to end a criminal probe for allegedly turning a blind eye to Bernie Madoff's massive Ponzi scheme and for failing to warn investors about obvious signs of fraud. Scott Cohn joins us now with more on the status of the settlement talks. Scott, what do we know right now?
Well, we know that there is a push to get this done by the end of the year. We're not sure who's pushing harder, the Justice Department or the bank. As you said, $2 billion. It would be about $1 billion or so to the Justice Department and another $1 billion or so to regulators, probably including the controller of the currency in the Treasury Department. And there's also likely to be what's known as a deferred prosecution agreement, which is a pretty stiff penalty for what we used to call a money center bank. They would basically have to agree to reforms with the Justice Department continuing to hold the threat of prosecution over their heads if they don't comply.
You know, Scott, JPMorgan has been writing a lot of big checks recently. What exactly did they do wrong this time?
Well, we should
allegedly.
We should point out it's allegedly, and up till now, the bank has said that they acted in good faith. But a lot of this goes back about 3 years, almost exactly 3 years, to a lawsuit that the bankruptcy trustee, Irving Picard, filed. These same allegations that JPMorgan was Bernie Madoff's primary banker. All of the money in the Ponzi scheme flowed through one account, was known as the 703 account, and that the bank had to know just based on that. Not only that, they were actually selling these structured products, funds that were based on Madoff's returns. So the thinking is they had to know where these returns were coming from and whether, in fact, they were real.
Now, where you mentioned a little bit about where the $2 billion, if it is does turn out to be $2 billion, will go between the controller of the currency and the Justice Department. Will victims get any of this money?
Well, they'll get at least some of it. The Justice Department has a fund that was set up just last month that would pay to the victims. And it's not just any victims. It's victims that invested in Madoff indirectly through feeder funds. We reported on this last night, how people that didn't invest directly are not entitled to recoveries from the trustee from
Picard.
So they have to wait. This would give them perhaps a little bit of a lifeline.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Scott Cohn reporting.